What is up, YouTube? And welcome to another episode of Weird Swede Does Weird Shit in His Living Room. Well, technically, I'm in the kitchen right now, but still. I just wanted to do a quick video on how to add some fabric to your ear cushions. This is a JBL Quantum 810. I've owned it for like 2 weeks, so there was really no reason for me to do this, apart from the fact that I really don't like the synthetic leather feel like on my ears or around my ears. But nevertheless, whether it's because you don't like the feel or you want a different color or you just want to try some new stuff out, or perhaps the most important one, you've used yours for such a long time that the PU leather is starting to fall apart, this is for you. Now what I've used here is just socks, and I know that's weird, but they work really well. And partly because they already have that sort of shape that you can use, and partly because they're readily available. So just get yourself a pair of socks in the taller kind, not the ankle socks, the taller kind, because you're going to use the top part. And I'm gonna explain what I've done here. I'm not gonna take them apart again because then I'll have to redo some stuff, but I'll talk you through it and show you. So hopefully you'll understand. Now, most headphones, headsets, whatever, over ear have a cushion that is removable. It's either put on with some adhesive tape, or as most of them are, I would say, with some plastic clips in here. And this one is no exception. If you want to remove them, you just put like a butter knife or something in here, nothing too sharp, and then you twist it, and then you work your way around, and it's going to come off because you have like 5 or 6 clips, plastic clips around the inside here. Now the cushions themselves have a rigid back here. So when you remove them, it's not just all foam, but you have a plastic part back here, of course, because the clips on this side need to attach on something on this side. So it's going to be like a flat plastic oval that goes back here. And what I did was just, I took a pair of socks, I cut off the top part. How much is a bit of a, you have to feel your way around it, depending on what socks and depending on how large the cushions are. But the part that I cut, say this is the sock laying here. No, wait. Can I show you? No, I don't have it here. Say this is the top of the sock, like this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be even weirder. Here we go. Look. Imagine these are taller up here. So I cut them like this, right? And this, but taller, is the part that I used, right? and, and the part that I cut here, that side is what's hidden back here to hide that cut and to keep the fabric from coming apart. Because when you cut fabrics that are not treated or laminated with anything else like PU leather and stuff like that, it's going to start coming apart because you're literally cutting the mesh. So it's going to start, falling apart at the edges. But if you put it here, inside here, around this plastic part, and then click it together, it's going to hold it tightly and keep it from falling apart. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now in here is the top part of the sock. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe on this side it's a bit easier. Yeah, well, that's the part that's not going to fall apart because it's the top of the sock and it hasn't been cut. Now when you slide it over here and put it inside, it's going to be a little bit loose. It still looks okay, and you can leave it that way if you want to. The thing I realized is that it becomes a little bit loose around here, and it covers parts of this area since it's a bit wrinkly, and you can kind of feel it on your ears. So for me, I wanted to do something else to tighten the fabric around here and to like open up this area so it doesn't muffle the sound. And what I did was I used some zip ties that I cut into an appropriate length. I then, if you can see here, I sanded the cut edges a bit so it was a bit thinner there, and then I glued them together to create a circle. So literally a zip tie that you cut and glue into a circle. I then pushed it down here to where the like cushions go in a bit to tighten up the fabric. It took a while, a little bit of fiddling, because this ring, or the ring that you create with the zip tie needs to be a bit larger than the actual opening so that it pushes the fabric in beneath the cushions, right? And once I've gotten it into a good place, I put some super tiny droplets of super glue all the way around to keep it in place, and that helped tightening the fabric and open up the area where you have your ear. Just remember that if you're using PE socks, and a lot of them are PE these days, i.e. some sort of like synthetic fabric, it's going to want to react with super glue, and it can create some heat and some smoke, and it can like really sting in your eyes. Trust me, I know. So try a few drops at first. Don't overdo it for many reasons, because you don't want too much glue coming through the fabric and then attaching to whatever you have behind, because then you might not be able to ever take it off if it goes wrong or if it breaks. So just, small droplets around. Try your way with a few small ones to see that it's not starting to, smoke and heat up. I think these are a combination of like cotton and some sort of elastic material. And yeah, that's basically it. I know this hasn't been the best tutorial in any way, but I wanted to show you that it's possible to replenish or renew your ear pads without having to buy new ones. You can actually just do this. You can do it with black socks, and you're barely going to be able to tell that you even put anything on. And you can add your own colors, whatever, and it actually looks, at least to me, kind of professional, like semi-professional. If it weren't for like the plastic ring inside from the zip tie, I don't think I would be able to tell, to be honest. I like this very much more than the feeling of the synthetic leather, because it gets kind of like spongy and hot and sweaty, and this allows for some air to move in and out through the small like pores in the fabric, and you don't get that sort of like suction effect on your ear when you move them back and forth and get them into place, and it's just less sweaty. Of course, it changes the resonance and the sound a little bit, because it's not as tight, especially if you remove the fabric beneath the PU leather and you just keep the foam, and then you do this. I've tried that on a different like cheap pair of headsets, and that really let like a lot of sound through, so it completely changed the dynamic, which made like the highs a little bit clearer and the bass a little bit softer, because it wasn't that it didn't close as well around your ears. And this has a little bit of that effect because of the like nature of the fabric, but not nearly as much. This still sounds as you would expect it to, just with a slightly different feel to it. But if you remove the PU leather beneath, you're going to get a different sort of sound quality. Depending on what you like, that can be good, it can be bad. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, if you have any questions about it, put your questions in the comment below. If you just want to tell me that I'm a weird guy, that's okay too, because I am a weird guy. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you around.